My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody move.
We are in a state of emergency.
Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody move with me. I got the key to make a plan. It's up. Bringing knowledge and fire and reality. My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody move with me. Like that the king, we make the plain. It's up. Bringing knowledge and fire and reality's temple.
Peace, prayer, and knowledge.
I'm Sister J,
I'm Sister D.
and I just wanted to say thank you for all the people who helped to the medical fundraiser for my uncle Taalik. And it has meant so much to us that you would help, because without you guys, his life would not be possible and we would not be with him today right now. And I just wanted to say, for all of you that helped and that donated, I would really like to give a big thanks, and I hope that I can meet you one day and say thank you in person. I love you guys, and next.
We want to make sure that we're not just working to be first, but we're working to be right. A lot of times there are situations when things are just happening so fast. It's always important to be fast, but we always want to be right.
I ordered this book, God is on Trial. I ordered this book from Amazon, and I must say I've read it. It's very well written, very thought-provoking. And so, sisters and brothers like Alberta Parrish, again, God is on Trial. It is a provocative, thought-provoking, very real and honest point of view regarding the gods of major religions or of Abrahamic religions, and why those of us who follow these belief systems should be asking the same kind of questions instead of just blindly accepting and following.
Everybody who is black and interested in black people, let us sit down and find out how we can get together in one direction against one enemy and accomplish this job overnight.
This is Dusty Basement Studios, and we approve of this message.
Hey, my brother, you know I had to call you and thank you personally again. I cannot describe to you how happy I was to meet you in person, finally. That was just like amazing.
Gomane. Assemble the people, Gomane. We will not be defeated by witch doctors' illusions.
To ring out in perfect harmony, Terry Ellis becomes the first of the divas to offer the world her singular sound. And she does just that on Southern Gal.
our black people. It's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody.
We are in a state of emergency.
Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
What, dear?
Because I keeps it real like that. I keeps it real.
Just keep it going.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the RealitysTemple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper. I'm the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the Mate. Angel Snub number 7. I am your soul brother. Number 1. I don't know if you know, but we know on this channel, we know that soul brothers and sisters, we know that the black man and woman of America, we know that we are some of the most spookiest people on the planet. If I want a lot of subscribers, I just need to turn spooky. That's all. Talk about flying astral projection. Talk about different dimensions and galaxies and life after death, reincarnation, and the glory of melanin skin, and talk about Africa and or Aboriginal 5,000, 50,000 million year history. Anything outside of the now, anything outside of reality. Spooky. Now here we represent soul power. We represent soul brothers and sisters, but that's just the origins of soul in our community, of course. It has its origins in spirituality, but that's not what soul power is. That's not what being a soul brother and sister is. Soul, in our case, is simply our way of life, our culture, our identity, our way of life that we create for ourselves. That's what it is. Has nothing to do with life after death, has nothing to do with ghosts and goblins and demons and gremlins and all this spooky stuff. Y'all the most spookiest ass people on the planet. And wherever you find spooky ass people, they are under the domination of somebody. They are under the rule of somebody. Because those who are in control, they ain't scared of no ghosts. Those who are in power and control, they're not scared of your God or your gremlins or your voodoo or whatever the hell you got. They're not afraid of UFOs. They're not afraid of anything. Bring it. You want some ass? It's going to take some ass. Bring it. They're not afraid. There's an explanation for everything. And if they don't know what it is, they're not going to have any concern as long as it's not bothering them. So I'm going to keep counting my money. I'm going to keep killing y'all in the street. I'm going to keep charging you high prices for gas and electricity. I'm going to keep my damn foot on your neck. And there's nothing your astral projection, your psychic ability, you believing in ghosts and goblins and your God, there's nothing that stuff can do to me. I'm going to beat your ass to the day that you die. And your ghosts, your psychic abilities, your astral projections, your ability to look into the future or whatever it is that you claim, spooky ass. Look, they just had a earthquake in Haiti not too long ago. All their gods, all their beliefs, all their spookism didn't do a damn thing when the earth shook and all this crap started falling on them. The only thing they could do was bury bodies. Where's your God at? Where's your spook? How come you didn't astral project out of your body or something to save yourself or whatever? Your religion, your God, your beliefs, all that stuff don't do a damn thing for you. But one day it gonna work. One day it gonna work. That's what they did on the slave plantation. Your ass is not even a slave. I can understand when you are a slave on a plantation, I can understand why you would feel that way. It's something to help you with your situation. Here we are supposed to be free people, and we still do the same thing. God gonna fix it. God gonna fix it. And some fat, out of shape guy get on the rostrum, and God and Abraham and God is going to do this, and Yahweh and Yashara and Muhammad and whatever. And Minister Farrakhan is going to go to the mother plane and come back. He's going to look like he's 17 years old and bring us the new book of Allah God. Oh. You've been doing this for generations. Some of you claim that you have some kind of psychic powers or whatever. You some kind of prophet. But nobody that I know of, that I ever heard of, nobody prophesies about this building, half of it collapsed, and now you have 150 people missing. So far, to my knowledge, they only have recovered 9 bodies. Over 150 people missing. Chances are, they might find a few more that's still alive, able to survive under all that rubble. But the vast majority, pretty soon it's going to stink from those bodies decomposing. Because their soul, their spirit went out of their body when all that damn concrete and steel crushed them to death. That you, the psychic, that y'all with all this ability to see, all your spirituality, you that can look into the universe, you can see into the galaxies and the different dimensions, but you did not see this building, half of a building, fall over and kill 150 people. This was a major event. So you should have been able to prophesy that this was going to happen. And really, this is not the first time. Buildings do this. Now, this is out of the ordinary. This was a much larger building or whatever, but I've seen buildings fall over. They crash. Why didn't y'all prophesy? Why didn't y'all talk about, I see something. I see something in my crystal box. I see something in my crystal box. What is it? What is it that I see? Ooh. I see something falling. I see something tumbling over. I see many people. It looked like they're crushed. Nobody, with all your psychic ability, with all your spirituality, with all your connections to God, nobody said nothing about this major event. This was a major event. This is talked about not only in the United States, but it's international news. And nobody around the world with your spirituality, your psychic ability, nobody predicted this event. Matter of fact, did y'all even predict the earthquake in Haiti? Did any of you say, prophesy, well, you better get out off the island because the shaking is coming. The shaking is coming, meaning the earthquake. I'm going to look into my psychic box. Ooh, Haiti. I see a small island. I do. I see a small island and it's shaking. The island is shaking. I do. It could be some kind of get off the island. Fake. Spooky ass. These things never come to pass. And we push these lies and these beliefs on others and our children. Then we die with these lies and this bull doo-doo. Nobody. You're just guessing. If you have a connection to the universe, if you can talk to the dead, if you psychic, you close to God, y'all doing a shitty job of prophecy. Because somebody, at least one person, should have been able to predict that this building was going to fall. And even if the people believe you or not, the ones that spooky like you would have said, I think I better listen to this psychic. I better listen to this spiritualist. I think we need to get out of this building. Wow. Explain. So don't come to me. I don't want to hear about your damn God, because your God sit around on his lazy ass and let this building fall down, didn't give these people no kind of warning, and some of them probably believe in your ragged ass God, and they was asleep, or maybe they was doing something intimate. Who knows what folks was doing when that building crashed down, killing adults, killing children, killing men, killing women, and pets, or whatever. All that steel, all that iron. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you was a YouTuber and you have an apartment in Miami in this building, and I'm just sitting here, welcome to the RealitysTemple on Earth. I'm Angel Snubbing Up 7. And next thing you know, start to get to shaking and run. I said, hey, brother, say something is going on. You may never even see the video unless I was live. But if I was live, you would see live the building crumbling, and you'll see the steel and the concrete fall on your brother. And some of y'all say, yeah, oh, that didn't happen? Some of y'all so hateful, so hateful and everything. You didn't get crushed? Oh, you just joking around. Oh, I thought you were smashed up in that. You have some evil thinking people. They don't like what you say. They want you dead. Don't worry. Nature will give you what you want sooner or later. You don't have to worry about it. But the thing about it is, we don't know when it's our time. Nobody knew. Nobody had no idea it was their time. A building fall. Had no idea. You in a car accident. You get shot in a drive-by. We don't know our time. So life is precious. And we really need to learn how to live that life instead of just surviving. Jot down your comments.
Things that make you go, you know, these aren't jokes, these are thoughts, these are things that make you say.
And that is Brother Taalik from the Reality Temples on Earth channel. And if you get a chance to subscribe, please do subscribe to his channel. He's a good brother. You know, he's doing good work, and he wants to do good constructive things. He has good information to provide. So please do check out his channel if you get a chance.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the RealitysTemple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snubbing Up 7. I am your soul brother. Number one. As many of you know, or may not know, or allow me to remind us that it's probably going on a year since I decided to unsubscribe from all these Pan-African, pro-black conscious scholarship, Kemetic, Nation of Islam, whatever you want to call it, Moors, all these channels, I decided to unsubscribe because they offer nothing. They offer nothing. Been listening to these persons for the last 10 years or whatever. They offer nothing. They play Ring Around the Roses, the same old. And there are thousands of these people. Thousands. And they are producing and have produced nothing worth talking about. Nothing worth bragging about, because if they were really actually accomplishing something of significance, they would brag about it. Like the Million Man March. Oh, the Million Man March. Oh, the Million Man March. Where is your Million Man March or its equivalent in 2010, 2011, 2012, 15, 17, 19. They produced nothing except a bunch of feel-good rhetoric, go to church, talk. That's all. And they should be held accountable for selling these false hopes and dreams and giving you the runaround, taking your money, taking your time, feeding you a beautiful story, pretending to be competent, yet and still they produce nothing. You can get angry at me, you can get upset with me, all that you want to, and you can talk about what you doing for the black community, what you doing for the black, you can whatever. I'm not responsible for the black community. Nobody can claim I took their money to do anything. There are not thousands and thousands of those who support this ministry. Even if it was, then you have the right to hold me accountable for your support of me. These don't want to be held accountable. These want to continue to put on a show and nobody say anything. Why should I continue to subscribe to these people? They don't subscribe to me. They don't support me. They don't listen to me. So why the hell should I be listening to them? Go on about your loser ass business and I'll go on about mine. We should be just fine. Now, I am unsubscribed to these people, but yet they continue to appear in my recommendations. I'm not subscribed to you. Why are you being recommended to me? But that's what YouTube do. Which raises the question, why is YouTube recommending these people? I very much doubt if you see a lot of my video in the recommendations. I very much doubt. Some of these people are paying for Google advertising and so forth. I'm not going to pay Google for anything. Back in the day, when I first came to YouTube, many people easily found my channel. I was in the recommendations, all that. Until I guess Google saw that I was different from the rest of these people, of which really makes us a threat. So we are going to recommend the non-threats, and we're going to do everything that we can to stifle and hide and terminate the voices that really can do something to change your condition once and for all, and not this ring around the roses game. Now, look. So, in the recommendations appears our brother Ben X. And brother Ben X is on this video talking about his collaboration with Boyce Watkins. And some people are telling Ben X, you're being exploited by Boyce Watkins. As far as I'm concerned, Ben X is the exploitable type. The first one that exploit him is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And Boyce Watkins is a friend and a buddy to the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. Let us share the deceit and the deception of these people if they that damn stupid. So, Brother Ben X being exploited by somebody is no surprise to me. But what I want to say very briefly and tell you that Boyce Watkins and Brother Ben X are capitalists. They are not revolutionaries. They are not those of whom you think or you should expect for them to lead the charge to liberate. They are capitalists. Brother Ben X was talking about, we just hired 27 people full time. That's great. That's nice. We are able to hire our people. We making money. Black liberation, a revolutionary making money. That's not the purpose of being a revolutionary. That's not the purpose of someone seeking true liberation. All over the earth, wherever you find a revolution or a liberation, people trying to come up out of their oppression, they do not accomplish that by starting a business. Boyce Watkins is a businessman. Brother Ben X is a businessman. They are not revolutionaries. They are capitalists. They are business people. And when you are a businessman or a capitalist, you say one thing, but you're doing something else because you're wanting to create business within the oppression that you claim you're fighting against. The only thing you're doing is making yourself comfortable in your oppression. That's all you're doing. You're not liberating yourself. You're digging yourself deeper into the oppression. You're not getting yourself out of the oppression. You're making yourself feel more comfortable. So get married and make more babies, not to place in your area where now that you have grown, where you are the power. A capitalist, a business do not gain and oppress people power. You can ask the Jews who had all these successful businesses in Germany. But the power, with all their businesses, they still did not have the power to do anything when they got that knock on the door and you go into concentration camps. So Brother Ben X and Boyce Watkins, they can build all the businesses and make all the jobs for you, the modern day slave. But when your oppressor gets sick of you and the time is right, then they move on you, destroy everything that you got because you're working to be comfortable in your oppression instead of getting out of your oppression, growing power so that you can defend yourself against the Nazis. When they come to your door, it's time for you to go to this concentration camp. Man, it's hot in the mug in here. Woo! So that's what you see. That's what you see. Capitalism. And when you add religion, religion is to make you docile. Religion is to enslave. Religion is to help the oppressor or keep you in a mindset where you really don't want to be liberated. You just want to be comfortable enough, long enough, so your Savior has arrived. That's one of the books by Elijah Muhammad. Our Savior has arrived. Make you docile until your Savior arrives. It is not liberation. It is not revolutionary. There's nowhere in history that you can show me where a people under oppression liberated themselves by making money, making a business. They had to fight. They had to sacrifice. They had to die. Somebody had to shed blood. Now, here, we know that you, and we're not in a position to shed blood, but here we offer what we call the Mississippi Campaign. And it's a plan that puts us in a position not only to create business, but you are all on your way to put yourself in a position to gain power that you've never seen before. What's the sense of creating all these businesses, all these schools, building yourself up when an enemy can come and easily destroy you like they did in 1921 Black Wall Street? Black Wall Street did have brothers and sisters that was willing to fight, but they were overwhelmed by a superior force and they had no allies. They couldn't call the brothers and sisters in Chicago or Newark or LA. They couldn't get any help. They couldn't get no reinforcements from or any of us that was in Oklahoma. So they were victims waiting to be destroyed when the right time came. And that's all you would have with Brother Ben and what's his name? Boyce Watkins. You doing all this and you cannot protect it. So you're helpless. Not only to your oppressor, but other forces that might occur. You're not ready. You're not prepared. So that's all I want to do, make a point that there's a difference between capitalism, which Boyce Watkins and Ben X represent, and liberation. We represent liberation here.
I keep it real.
What, dear?
Because I keeps it real like that. I keeps it real.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. For those of you who have been following this channel at least since 2018, you may have noticed that I began to use this poster behind me. These ladies are of a famous R&B group from the 1990s called In Vogue. This, of course, is my Terry. This is Cindy. And this is a new member, Rona. In Vogue consists of Don Robinson and Maxine Jones. This is In Vogue. Now, many of you think that the number one reason of why I have this poster behind me is because I have a crush or a liking for this member, Terry Ellis, of which I did have an opportunity to actually interact with. I was able to, she actually sung to me, and I kissed her hand, and it was really, really nice. Terry, it was just a real nice vibe. I thank Terry Ellis for that experience. But there's two reasons of why this poster is important to me. One reason is because these ladies was exploited by their record label and those around them. Don Robinson told the story of where they basically was making 8 cents a record. 2 cents for Terry, 2 cents for Cindy, 2 cents for Maxine, 2 cents for Dawn. I can relate because I was caught up in a contract like that myself with that serial killer, Anthony Myron Ross. I had a record contract with Anthony Myron Ross, and I would be making 5 cents. 5 cents a record. And this is the norm. This is the normal behavior of the recording industry. 5 cents when you are a solo artist, but since it was 4 of them, they stretched the 5 cents out to 8 cents. They got 2 cents. So I have a connection. I can feel what they went through. And this cheating and this exploitation destroyed the friendship that Maxine, Dawn, Terry, and Cindy had. Also, this poster, it was a brother who was a security guard at the casino that I had befriended. And we exchanged telephone numbers and we talked. And I wanted this poster, but I couldn't get it. The brother knew that I wanted this poster. Somebody else had it. And the brother negotiated and bought the poster for me. And when I was talking to the brother on the phone, he said, I got the poster, and he wasn't charging me a dime. He didn't charge me 1 dime. I'm going to send you this poster. Where is it? Hold on a second here. This is the big box that it came in. I still have the box that the poster come in. This was a brother I never met. The first time I met this brother was at the Invoke concert. The brother knew that I wanted this poster, and the brother got it for me. Now, when he told me how much he paid for it and the postage and handling to send it to me, I insisted that he allow me to reimburse him. But the brother was doing it because he was my brother. We had a good conversation, and he knew that I wanted this poster, and he got it for me. I didn't have to ask for nothing. See, this is the reason why. This is the reason why I like this poster behind me, because it represents more than my liking for a female, but it represents exploitation, but it also represents brotherhood. Many of you may be familiar with Tyra Banks and her show, America's Most Top Model. America's Best Top Model. I forgot exactly how that goes. Now, when you are a model, you don't have to pay for a modeling agency to be interested in you. But there are those who will exploit. See, these people took advantage of Terry and Cindy, Dawn and Maxine, because they were in a position and they knew they exploited these ladies' talents for their own purpose. You don't have to pay to be a model. The modeling agency will contact you and they will, whatever expense that's required, the modeling company does that if they are interested in you. But there are modeling schools or whatever. There are people that's claiming they can make you the new Tyra Banks. Just give them $800, go to their school. They can do this, they can do that. There's always people out here who ain't your brother. They are out here to exploit you for their own self-enrichment. Not only in entertainment, not only in the music business, not only in modeling, but when we come out here and talk about black liberation, the black struggle, you have those who will exploit you for their own purpose. It's not always about money, but they will ask you for money. Give to my Cash App. Give to my GoFundMe. Give me some money. And they make you these promises. I'm going to make you the next Tyra Banks. I'm going to make you the next Malcolm X. I'm going to make you the next Dr. King. We're going to do all this. We're going to make you the next Marcus Garvey. They sell you hype. They sell you dreams. Give me your money. Run them donations. Selling you false hope. Selling you false dreams. I am the prophet and I have a connection to God. Pass the plate around, brothers and sisters. I'm going to take you to heaven. It was a big thing in the 80s. People were just giving all these different preachers that claim that they had this connection to God, just giving them constant money. Buying popsicle sticks. Talk about God bless the popsicle stick. And people buying all these sticks and rags and handkerchiefs. Being blessed by God. It's the same thing in this genre that we call pro-black consciousness, Pan-Africanism. You have those. These are not your friends. These are people. And again, it's not even about money. It's about numbers. They want to convert you. They want you to just be a body so they can say that you're there. And you're not going to get nothing. Exploitation. Now, this is not everybody. Everybody in the music business is not corrupt. Everybody in the modeling business is not corrupt. But we know they exist. And that's why these ladies, Terry and Cindy, Maxine and Dawn, that's what destroyed their friendship, was exploitation. But there's also real people out here. And that's why this poster hangs, because there was a brother who didn't even know me. He knew that this would make me happy. And if he had an opportunity to get it autographed, he would have done that too. And he didn't know me from nobody. So what I'm saying here is that there are a lot of fake folks out here, frauds. But there are brothers and sisters who are real. But for some reason, we are attracted to the fakes and the frauds because they know how to sell you stuff. Make you feel good. And give you nothing. They're not going to give you an info poster. They're not going to pay your electric. They're not going to do a damn thing. Just give me. Donate to my Cash App. They want you to make them feel smart. like my video, subscribe to my channel, give to my Cash App. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I am so ashamed that I was part of this at one time, but I didn't know. I didn't know that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I had no idea that he became a leech and a parasite, using folks for his own self-enrichment. My relatives been around this man for almost, 40 years or whatever, real close. They don't have nothing they can say because of him I got, except he's a good teacher. I got spirituality. Spirituality don't pay your bills. Spirituality don't bring water into your house. Spirituality don't give us any kind of power. It don't put us in a position to make laws and policies. It don't give us any real power that others respect. Only other slaves. Wow, that's great what you're out doing. What is it? Because we pray good, because we sound good, because we put on a show? These ladies know about putting on a show. They know about putting on a show, and they also know about not getting paid for what they're worth. Somebody else has become a millionaire off of their talent. Let us stop drinking the Kool-Aid and let us join somebody that really love us. And this pro-blackness stuff, they don't love us.
Free your mind.
I am guilty. Yes, I am guilty. Twice, I am guilty. What am I guilty of? You may say. Well, I am guilty of charging the white man with being the greatest murderer on the earth. I'm charging the white man for being the greatest liar on the earth, etc., etc., etc. Some of you may have heard that recording. I don't know if it was Farrakhan or Malcolm, but they was talking about putting the white man on trial. And they're charging the white man with all these atrocities. I blame the white man for this. I blame the white man for that. I came, or I joined YouTube, this social media. It was late 2007. And even though this ministry was about bringing to us reality, I was still filled up with a lot of that pro-black propaganda, ideology, psychology, whatever you want to call it, those teachings. Now, I want to make perfectly clear, we need to teach. We need to warn our babies, future generations. We need to tell them about our experience dealing with a certain group of people. I would never tell you not to do that. I would never tell you not to teach your babies our children or anyone about the things, the wicked, evil atrocities of this certain group of people. I would never do that. From slavery to the Black Codes to 1921, Black Wall Street to 1985, the bombing of Move in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to Jim Crow, to nationwide discrimination, unjust incarceration. I charge the white man with unjust incarceration. I charge the white man for discrimination. We do. And they're guilty. Matter of fact, nowadays, many of them will agree with you. So if the time has come where now even the people that oppress you, or some of the people that come from the people that oppress you and discriminate you and do you wrong, when it gets to the point where they are starting to speak out themselves, it becomes redundant and meaningless to constantly say, I charge the white man with being the greatest murderer. I charge the white man with being the greatest liar. Okay. You've been saying that for 100 years. At least the last 10 or 12 years, we know. So on YouTube, the white man allows you to use his platform to express yourself. You have nothing, but you charge the white man. See, it really don't make any sense, because you're doing all this charging, name calling, the Krakka, the Peckerwood, the caveman, the Neanderthal. I can't pronounce that to save my life. Well, we're familiar with our name calling and what we we know how we roll. But you using their media, their YouTube, their Facebook, their publishing companies to write your books. I charge the white man with being too damn nice. Because if I was a Caucasian person and I had all these Negroes charging me with being the greatest liar and the greatest murderer or whatever, well, you won't be using my Facebook. You won't be using my YouTube. You won't be using the paper that I produce. You won't be using the ink that I produce. You will not be using the tape record machines, the DVD players, and the things that I produce. Since I'm a liar and a murderer and all these different things, then let me take, since I know you don't want to be affiliated, you don't want to be associated with a liar and a murderer and all this stuff that y'all talk, and a devil, but you're using all my crap. It's just like some of us talk about we hate so-and-so, but we driving their car every day. You don't like the white man, he's a liar. You use his oil, you use his gas, you use his electricity, his central air. See, it's hypocrisy and it's redundant, because you've had now going on 100 years or more to change your condition, but you have not. They should take everything away from you. That's what they should do. Take your YouTube away, your Facebook, the electricity, their supermarkets, their Central Air. Since I'm a liar, and it goes back to the 1960s. They ain't no damn better. Since I'm so evil and I'm a devil, you don't need my devil electricity. You don't need the devil job that I hired you. You don't need the devil water through my pipes that's going into your house so you can take a shower. They should take everything away from you and let's see what you have. Let's see what you got so you can run your mouth. You're not going to have nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's redundant and it's sickening to continue with this mindset. Always talking about the white man this and the white man that, and you use their YouTube and you use their Facebook and you screen share their activity when they're doing something wrong. Now, mind you, there are Caucasian people out here that's actually doing things to help the Negro. But you never showcase that because you have an agenda. You want to show how evil and wicked the white man is. And so you go on his media and you talk about him like a dog. He should cut all of you off. Let's see how you perform with your big ass mouth. So for me, it's become redundant. Because if the white man is a liar and he's a devil and all these things that we're talking about, and he practices, he got his agents and spies, and what you gonna do about it? What you gonna change about the situation? You're not going to do nothing. So it's embarrassing. And you look pathetic and you look pitiful to keep talking about somebody using their media, this redundant crap over and over again. That white man do this, and the white man came out of a cave. He's a devil. He's an Edomite. He's an Edomite. And your ass is on his job. You drinking the water from his faucet, putting gas in the car that he made, and the gas that he made in your car. Everything about you is a damn Edomite. Y'all some pitiful ass suckers. You waiting on some God, some spaceship to come and save you. But in the meantime, this white man, this Edomite, or whatever you want to call him, this caveman, Neanderthal, whatever you want to call him, you depend on them, him and her, for your very existence, because you don't have a damn thing. You don't make your own, you don't make a shirt, you don't make a cap, you don't refine gas, electricity, rubber, nothing. Everything you use comes from the Edomite. The books that you read, the television that you watch, the cable, your cell phone, everything about you is a damn Edomite. The white man that you charge with being a liar and a murderer. Well, apparently, he didn't kill your ass because dead folks don't use Facebook. Dead folks don't use YouTube. They don't need water and gas. But your happy ass do. Running your mouth. So this is supposed to impress the other slaves on the plantation. I call them an Edomite. I call them the devil. You do a whole lot of name calling. And if they called your ass and took everything that came from them away from you, you wouldn't have nothing. You started that. Your God, your spirituality, all your black scholarship teachers don't give you no food, no water, no electricity, no Facebook, no YouTube. It don't give you, you don't produce a damn thing. So it's really embarrassing to continue to sit here and talk about white folks. White man do this, blaming the white man for everything. And you don't really mind blaming the white man because you don't want to take responsibility for your damn self. Because if you took responsibility for yourself, you can't blame them for nothing. And that's why you don't want nothing to do with the Mississippi campaign, because if you fail, you can't blame the white man because you control everything. It's on you. It's on you. So you'd rather run your mouth like the pathetic, pitiful fool, wacko that you are, sit back and complain like a child, because that's what you are, boy. And that's what the white man call you. You can call him a devil and Satan, but guess what? He take care of his damn self, not you, boy. He don't need nothing from you. He don't need your job. He don't need no water, no rubber. He don't get nothing from you, boy. Y'all should be sick of messing around with all that pro-blackity black stuff. Ain't nothing but some feel-good crap. It don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing at all.
Gomane. Assemble the people, Gomane. We will not be defeated by witch doctors' illusions.
And so, sisters and brothers like Alberta Parish, again, God is on trial. It is a provocative, thought-provoking, very real and honest point of view regarding the gods of major religions or of Abrahamic religions, and why those of us who follow these belief systems should be asking the same kind of questions instead of just blindly accepting and following.
Alrighty then. Well, a question or a concern has been brought to my attention, and I think that I will try to entertain, bring an answer, if possible, to that concern. I will try to answer the question to the best of my ability. Okay. What's up? What's up? What's up with your Mississippi campaign? What's up? I want to give us an example real quick. Many of you are familiar with the Nation of Islam under the leadership of Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, you will find Nation of Islam temples in many, many states. You will find Nation of Islam in England, Britain. You may find Nation of Islam temple in some parts of Africa. Minister Louis Farrakhan has made his presence known all over this country and around the world. You will find a study group or a mosque, something to represent Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. Now, that sounds like that's a wonderful idea. And even when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was here, Malcolm X's mission was to go and put temples all over the country. And of course, Malcolm X made the Nation of Islam international. Now, the reason why this is possible is because there's a lot of help. There's a lot of people helping, supporting, giving their money, their time, and their labor. Dr. Umar Johnson's favorite words: I want your money, I want your time, and your labor. Run them donations. That's Dr. Umar Johnson's slogan. So, you will find Nation of Islam in many, many places. However, what if all that time, all that labor, all that money was concentrated on one city or one state? Because you're all over these places. You're in New York, you're in California, you're in Detroit, you're Michigan, you're in Mississippi, Louisiana, or whatever. And you're in Africa, and you're in England, and whatever. Yes, you can brag. We are in the United States, and we are in the islands. And that's nice. And on the outside looking in and not really thinking about things, that's cool. And you look real, for people watching and looking, wow, that's really right. You guys really got it going on. You're all over the United States, and you're in Britain and in the islands and in Africa. Wow. But the thing about it is, yes, you are there, but you control nothing. You run nothing. You're just there. But if you took your dimes and your dollars and your support and you concentrated on one geographical area, Mr. Louis Farrakhan has enough support and enough people where we're talking about the Mississippi campaign. Mr. Farrakhan could have took control of the state capital, Jackson, Mississippi, a long time ago. The Nation of Islam, he could actually control the resources, the laws and the policies, because his people would have just took control of everything. He has the resources. He has the help from all over the country to take control of this one geographical area. Now you have the power of a state. But you take your energy because you want to look good, and you scatter your resources, you scatter yourself, and what you have is not effective. It enriches your personal pocket, but it does nothing for the people that you claim that's who you want to help. It does nothing. Louis Farrakhan has the support, the money, the status, everything that you need in order to take control of a state. They could do it. But they have no vision. They're not creative. They don't have a purpose. They don't really know what to do. They don't even really know what to do if they done it. So since you don't know what you're going to do, once you get it, so I guess the best thing you can do is just scatter yourself all over the world to make yourself look big, but you have no power, you have no influence, you have nothing. You have no control of no resources, you can make no laws that affect nobody or no policies, nothing. So what's up with the Mississippi campaign? It's very simple. Ain't nothing up with the Mississippi campaign because you're not giving me any money. You're not supporting me. You're not giving me your time and your labor. You're not doing nothing for me. Because myself and a few little other people, we're not in a position to try to take control of no state. We can't take control of our neighborhood. We can't do a damn thing. And since I don't talk all this blackity black stuff and spirituality and the African stuff and all this other crap that ain't doing a damn thing for you, then you miss out on your blessings. You're missing out on your blessings. You don't hurt my feelings. You don't hurt Sister Noble's feelings. You don't hurt Brother Muhammad's feelings. You don't hurt Brother Talil's feelings. You don't hurt our feelings. Because the Mississippi campaign is not about us. It's about what you want to do. And if you're satisfied with what's going on, then that's okay, that's fine. I am not here to save you. I'm not a Messiah. It's up to you. Now, if you want to help yourself, then let's do it. If you don't want to do nothing, that's fine. Keep doing y'all busy. I see that what you're doing is working out just great. That's what we see. We see that you're doing just great, doing what y'all doing. Making your little businesses, go get your education, get your degrees, and all this other, be a big rapper, or whatever. I see that it's working out just fine. And you still complaining about the white man. You still complaining. I don't have this. I can't get that. We need resources. We need blah, blah, blah. But you're not doing what it takes in order to gain power. You're not doing what it takes in order to put yourself in a position to gain the things that you talk about that you want. Because clearly, the things that you're doing is not working. And you're too arrogant and you're a bunch of know-it-alls to take the advice of somebody, you can't tell us nothing. What God do you serve? This has nothing to do with God. This has nothing to do with my personal wants. This is about putting yourself in a better position to gain you power and influence something that you claim that you got. What if the Million Man March was about let's take control of a city? So when you come to the city, it's all about us and our laws and our rules. I wish, what's his name? Darren Chauvin or whatever, that Krakka that murdered George Floyd. I wish his type would come here with that stuff. You're not going to get any 22 years. You're going to mess around and get life or lethal injection. There is none of that other stuff. But when your enemy is in control of the justice system, when your enemy, when you don't make any laws or policy, you don't control the damn thing, so the only thing you can do is lay back and cry. 22 years ain't enough. You lucky he got that. Because actually they could have let him free. They know how to do it. You don't want any power. You don't want to control nothing because you don't want the responsibility. You want to be able to sit back and your happy ass just keep blaming the white man and complaining. You don't want any responsibility for yourself. So when you talk about what's up with the Mississippi campaign, no, you are really saying what's up with yourself. You don't want to do nothing. It takes a lot of people to take control of the state. Take a lot of money, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time, a lot of labor, and a little handful of folks cannot do that. And I'm not going to try to do that on my own because it's not about me. If you want to lay here and be a comfortable ass slave, that's your business. I'm happy for you. And really, slave life is all that you know. So I see why you do what you do, because that's what you was programmed and created to be, a slave. You can't even comprehend what freedom and liberation really is. You really can't comprehend what a revolution is. Slave. You're not hurting me. You're hurting yourself. Why you trying to show off? We all over the earth. Don't control nothing. What resources do you control? What laws do you make? What kind of policy? What kind of power do you have? At least if you take control of this state, when people come here, I run this. I run this. You can't say that. You don't run nothing, nowhere, period. With all you got, you still have nothing. Jay-Z and Beyonce don't run and control nothing. With all their money, Oprah don't run a damn thing. With all her money, all her influence, Will Smith, Bob Johnson, all our heavy hitters, put them all together, they don't run a damn thing. Because when the white man come and says, sit your ass down, yes, sir, where should I sit, sir? I don't want to make you mad, sir. I ain't a racist, sir. Sir. I don't mean to be disrespectful to you, sir. Y'all want to be keep being patsies and, slaves. That's your business. But that's not what the Mississippi campaign is about. Mississippi campaign is about liberation and setting you free, making you independent once and for all. Not no talk, not no playing games. We gonna do this. We want to do it big or nothing at all. Nothing is bigger than your liberation. Thanks for listening. Jot down your comments, and we'll catch you on the
Peace, prayer, and knowledge.
I'm so Sister J.
I'm so Sister D.
And I just wanted to say thank you for all the people who helped to the medical fundraiser for my uncle Taalik. And it has meant so much to us that you would help, because without you guys, his life would not be possible and we would not be with him today right now. And I just wanted to say, for all of you that helped and that donated, I would really like to give a big thanks, and I hope that I can meet you one day and say thank you in person. I love you guys, and next.
Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
Of course, in the name of my ancestors, peaceful.
Tired of the timeshare cancellation industry?
We're not gonna hear
There's
anything.
tons of misinformation out there, and it's frustrating.
We're not gonna hear nothing. Okay. In the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your soul brother, the number one. What brings me to this topic is a conversation I had in the chat room with our sister Nana, our sister Ann X. Shout out to our sister Nana. Shout out to our sister Ann X. Thank you. It is an honor that you would spend your time on this platform. We love our sister Ann X. And we were discussing in the chat room, and I had made a statement, or maybe rather she made a statement, that our people had a dream when they were striving for Black Wall Street or any accomplishment in this nation. Sister Ann was telling me that it was a dream, and it begins with a dream. My position was 1921 Wall Street and the accomplishments of our people in the South rising, or whatever we do in this country. It is the activity of a people not dreaming, but actually just doing what free people are supposed to do, striving to live, striving to survive. That was my position. And it is all right that we don't agree. It is all right that we see things differently. I did not really agree with Sister Ann in that a lot of the things that our people were doing, our ancestors was doing, was necessarily dreaming. We just listened to a portion of a speech by Dr. King. May he rest in peace. And Dr. King, in this speech, he begins to emphasize a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. So, even though at the time I did not share our sister's opinion, I began to think about her words, and I've come to the conclusion that she is correct. And I'll tell you why. It is in my opinion that she's correct, that it was a dream. 1921, Wall Street, and the businesses that we seek now, and the success and whatever, it is our dream. It is a dream. The reason why I come to the conclusion, and I agree with our sister Ann, that our accomplishments in this nation was dreams. And everything we do begins, she said, with a dream. I agree. And the reason why I must agree is because those with dreams have no power. So you got to dream, because you don't have the power to control your own destiny. Those who have the power don't dream. They don't have to want. They can make it real right now because they have the power. But when you are powerless, when somebody else controls the opportunity, the only thing you can do is dream. So in this nation, we as soul brothers and sisters, we as the black man and woman in America, the descendants of Africans or Aboriginals, however you want to call it, we got to dream, because we don't control nothing. We got to dream, and we got to beg, and we got to hope that those who control the resources, those who control the opportunities, give us a chance. So I'm going to dream. My sister Terry Ellis and Cindy and even Rona. Terry Ellis, I got a dream. I want to sing. I want to get on a major label. I want people to see me all over the world. That's my dream. Why is it a, Terry, why is it a dream? It's a dream because I don't control nothing. I gotta ask somebody for an opportunity. I gotta hope that somebody accepts me to put me in a position, because I can't do it myself. So I got a dream, because somebody else controls the resources. Somebody else controls the power. Somebody else controls the opportunity. So I got a dream. Even when you, in this nation, I open up my own business, but you got a dream because somebody else gives the money you're looking for value. They make the laws that you have to abide for to open your business. So I got a dream that the powers that be allow me to rise in stature to a certain point in this nation, because I got to dream. So Dr. King, I have a dream because he has no power to control the outcome. It's up to those with the power to be able to make his dream come true. And basically what you're doing when you're dreaming, you're praying and you're putting others in a godlike position. Oh Lord, can I have this? You're not praying to the God. You're praying to the record label. You're praying to the modeling agency. You are praying to the employer for a job. You're praying. That's who the God really is. Those who have the power to make your dreams come true. The reason why there was a Black Wall Street, because the powers that be allowed them to build that. And then when they decided, I don't want that no more, when they decided enough is enough, then they, who had the power to allow you to build, then they came right behind, because they also had the power to destroy. And they put our people in mass graves. And all their prayer did nothing to save their life. I got a dream in the South. I want to be mayor. I want to make laws. I want to do this in the South. And we began to spring up small towns. But the federal government pulled out the troops that you have no power over. The federal government pulled out the troops. And now you don't have any protection. And now the racists and the hate, those who hate your guts, now they are allowed to do whatever they want to you. And now your dream has become a nightmare, and you run out of the South to save your life. You run to the north, you run to the east and west, because you have no power. dreaming. And when we dream, we have to put ourselves, or we are in a mode of sleep. A dream is not real. Oh, I'm dreaming all this is not real. Because somebody who has the power can wake you up out of your sleep. Or they can cause you to have a nightmare because you're powerless. And so in an earlier video that I was talking about, even though Sister Terry, her dream come true, at the same time, there were those who exploited her, gave her a few pennies, and became millionaires off her talent. So she's able to live her dream, but also at the same time, it's a nightmare because you're not getting what you're worth. You're living a nightmare because somebody else is benefiting off your dream, off your talent. So I have to draw to the conclusion that what Sister Nana, our sister Ann X, she said, it's a dream. It's a dream. Because for those who are powerless, you depend on somebody else to make your dreams come true because you have no power. You're not in a position of opportunity. Give yourself opportunity. So the mission of the Mississippi campaign is to stop the dream, to put you in a position where you become God and you say, be, and it is. So that you can put yourself in a position, let there be light, and you cut on the light. You don't have to ask these suckers for nothing. You can stop dreaming. And you can stop trying to survive. And now you can learn how to live. That's what the Mississippi campaign is about. And if you don't understand that, then you keep dreaming. You keep out here asking suckers for crumbs and hoping some wicked demon make your dreams come true. Jot down your comment. Let's talk about it. Well, over the weekend, I was watching a story speaking about the 36th anniversary of the bombing of a neighborhood in Philadelphia where this organization or this family called MOVE, acronym MOVE, their home was firebombed by the city. And in trying to destroy, trying to kill, trying to murder, which they did, I believe, a few adults and children in 1985, trying to kill these people, which was brought upon, to my understanding, this was a neighborhood of uppity Negroes, high-class black folks. We're better, we're middle class. And here comes these brothers and sisters, these persons who apparently they can afford to live there. They bought a house, they bought this building or rented or however they got it. They can afford to live there too, but their lifestyle is different. I heard that those in Mu, they practice nature, so they didn't take baths, wear cologne. They believed in the all natural. However, that was how they lived. And the pompous and the Hasidity, I'm better than the average Negro. They began to complain to the city about John Africa, his family, this family called Africa, and those who were affiliated, whether they were biologically or maybe everybody took the last name Africa as part of this organization move. However it went, they were disgusting to them. And so complaint after complaint, and even prior to 1985, I think I remember in the story, going back as far as the 1970s, these people were harassed. And some of their members went to jail, went to prison over certain charges or whatever. And they might be in prison, they might be in jail right now, who knows? If you leave it up to the blackity black, Pan-African, I love you, I love all the Africans, I love them. Now mind you, these people, their last name, they've taken as Africa. Where are the Pan-Africans? Where are the Pan-Africans? So, in 1985, in an attempt to evict this family of Africa out of their home, they dropped a bomb on the house, killing a few adults, killed children. I say murder. I say murdered these people. In their attempt to do that, the fire spread. And if any of us are familiar with Philadelphia or many of these cities, how these buildings are right up on each other. So when they bomb and that house caught on fire, that fire spread from one building to one building and it burned down the neighborhood. This is the 36th anniversary of the bombing of Move, the Africa family. I remember this during this period of time. I was in the Nation of Islam, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had to say, run his mouth a whole lot, and a whole lot of other folks. When there's a high-profile case, everybody in the world wants to jump on. 36 years later. Now, mind you, some of these people went to jail. They went to prison. And so what this video is about, to make a long story short, this video is about this Pan-African, pro-black, comedic, this blackity black stuff, how we don't support. Even the ones that we claim we love and just like us, we don't support them. There are brothers and sisters right now laying up in prisons, federal prisons, state prisons, all over this country, who are in prison as a result of their fighting for civil rights, fighting for liberation, fighting in the so-called Black Revolution of the 1960s, and even we doing our thing in the 80s, such as this case. Now you see the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is a rich man, and you see Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, and now in 2021 you see Benjamin Crump run around chasing death, getting rich. But we have our people in jails and prison, and you do nothing. I was just telling my story not too long ago, and our friendly neighborhood faceless troll came and tried to make it sound like I'm friends with my enemy, or I'm friends with those who are like or of the same race of my enemy. I was telling you the only reason why I'm speaking to you today was because of the activity and the actions of Caucasian people. Of course, it was Caucasian people. It was white folks or pinky that caused me to be locked up for so long or whatever. But it was also them that got me out of it. There was no blackity black. There was no Pan-African. Matter of fact, when I contacted the Nation of Islam, they told me I deserved to be locked up because of my rebellion against God. I deserve it. So because I reject your Pan-Africanism, I reject your Nation of Islam garbage and your blackity black Aboriginal trash, I deserve to get hit by a car. Oh, the reason you deserve to get hit by a car because you don't want to claim to be an Aboriginal. You don't want to claim to be an African. You don't even help the ones that you could. There's a brother, Natural Tahuti, who used to be part of the House of Consciousness. And peace and shout out to brother Natural Tahuti, the only one out of all those House of Consciousness guys, the only one who treated me like a brother, the only one who treated me very civil and respectful. Shout out to my brother, Natural Tahuti. And I was sending Natural Tahuti, putting money on his books, but he doesn't, I don't know what happened to him. He doesn't write me anymore. He used to write me. I used to send him donations to the prison. Maybe they moved. I don't know what happened to my brother, Natural Tahuti. But Natural Tahuti, we don't agree on everything. But I view Natural Tahuti as my brother, and he treated me like a brother. So when the brother got locked up, I'm going to show that I'm still your brother. I'm still going to support you. Now, he comes from the House of Consciousness. He's locked up. What do they do for him? I told Natural Tahuti in a letter, if you write out your speech, if you write out whatever you want to say, brother, I will bring it to the people. And your words and your wisdom will keep going. I will do that for you. You don't see that from his brother, Sinetta. Out of sight, out of mind. That's what we do. Then you get angry because white folks help our people get out of jail and prison. There was a brother who was a boxer, the Hurricane or something like that. And it was some Canadian white people that worked on his case that helped him get released out of prison on false charges. We don't do nothing for us. And you have the nerve to come to me. No, you should be upset at yourself. We don't do nothing to help our people in jail. We don't do nothing to help our people in prison. Instead of helping, investigating these cases, trying to get our brothers and sisters out of prison, out of jail, out of mental institutions, what do the Nation of Islam do? The only thing they do is send some newspapers and try to convert you to a religion. They make no attempt to help get you out of prison, out of jail, or out of a mental institution. And then when somebody like me step up and tell you it was white folks that helped me get out, you want to get all self-righteous. He loved the white man. Yes, I love the white man for getting me out of jail and prison. Something your crazy, wacky, nothing, self-righteous, punkified piece of trash, sewer rat ass didn't help nobody. Y'all pieces of garbage. I don't know why y'all want to keep holding on to these people. They're nothing but a bunch of leeches. They mean you no good. They're not going to do nothing for you. When Brother Malcolm X was murdered, when that first happened, they told those brothers, don't worry, don't you worry about a thing. Remember that song? Don't you worry about a thing. We got your back. Told those brothers, we're going to get you the best lawyers that money can buy. The Nation of Islam didn't do a damn thing for those brothers. It was a guy that ended up killing people for Yahweh bin Yahweh. And then he ended up going to jail. Yahweh bin Yahweh didn't do a damn thing for him. And then he turned on Yahweh bin Yahweh. His ass went to jail. And his whole organization fell apart. This blackity black, pro-black, it's garbage. The only thing they know how to do is take and exploit you. They mean you and me no good. How long? What's it going to take before you learn your lesson to leave all this blackity black stuff alone? It means you no good. They call you God. They call you goddess. The black man is the Asiatic, the god, and kings and queens and warriors. They make you feel good, like a prostitute. And the only thing the prostitute wants is your money. That prostitute has no love for you. I'm going to lay on my back, give me my dollars, and I'm gone. That's all they want from you is your dollars. Free time, free labor. That's all. You need to leave all that stuff alone and get on what we call the soul train. Get on board, support and help get this train rolling so that we can liberate ourselves once and for all. And leave all these fools, leave them alone where they belong.
Everybody who is black and interested in black people, let us sit down and find out how we can get together in one direction against one enemy and accomplish this job overnight.
When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, A Change Is Gonna Come, it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for. A change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. President Trump has already had sit-downs with the wrong representatives of the black community, How about a real discussion with a true grassroots African American? Join and organize Operation Exodus Mississippi today, or become a supporter. This is Dusty Basement Studios, and we approve of this message.
Woo! Well, you know, when I start off that way, there's something that grinds my gears. Oh, welcome to another edition of what we call the RealitysTemple on Earth. I'm Angel Snub 7, the Mighty One, and I am also your soul brother, number 1. Okay. It is, oh wow, I don't even know where to start. These supposed to be adult men, warriors, strong, all this kind of God, they call themselves God and strong, high value, alpha males. Oh, it's just so pathetic and really embarrassing. Oh, that's too much light. Okay. Oh, let me turn the light back on again. I don't know. Look. I don't know whether it was YouTube or Facebook, but I saw a video and I wish I could play that. I don't even know what happened. I should have copied that video. It was this brother dressed up in a suit, crazy looking suit. It's not the kind of suit that you would normally see our brothers wear in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. You know, I don't know what these kind of suits that they wearing now. I don't know what that is. And it's more, they look more like a pimp than a brother, you know, in a suit that's supposed to be trying to represent. Anyway, to me, he looked like a clown. To some of these people who follow, what's his name, Kevin Samuels, because Kevin Samuels do not carry himself as a god or a warrior. He's sort of soft-looking, acting type guy, person. You don't. But that's what a lot of these so-called men are. They're not. I made a video and I told you that there are no men in the black community. None. N-O-N-E exclamation mark, none. I saw a video where a sister who said she was 66 years old, she said that her grandmother told her that the colored woman has no man. Now, if she is 66 years old and she heard that from her grandmother when she was a child, how far back does this go? You have no sisters. Y'all have no man. A man is not going to tolerate his women and his children to be treated, to be raped, to be lynched, to be discriminated against, dependent upon somebody else for food, clothing, and shelter. If you had a man, I'm not talking about somebody that went out and got a job some damn where. I'm talking about somebody that's really able and put themselves in a position to have power and be in competition with other men and give you what you need because he produced it. He caused it to come into existence. The soul sister, the American black woman, has never had a man. Just somebody who go get out, go get a job, somebody who no. So you have this clown-looking guy, supposed to be a man, and we had this sister, and I don't know what she's supposed to be. She's all dressed up for Halloween or whatever. She's on the other side of the video saying all the things that the manosphere, that Kevin Samuels and all these other weak-ass clowns, supposed to be men, what they like. She said everything they like. Basically, she's a slave. She gonna cook and clean, make sure he happy, and he's on the other side, you know, doing these motions like, right on, sister, there you go, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell y'all, sisters, let me tell y'all women something. I don't care how nice, I don't care how much of a slave, I don't care how much you submit to these pieces of male trash, they are never going to treat you right because they feel entitled. They are not only entitled to you, but I want her, and I want her, and I want her to. I want a little bit of all of it. You're never going to please him with natural hair, with straight hair, with the weave, without a weave. You're never going to please these pieces of trash because they want to be like the white man. But they don't want to earn. They don't want to do what the white man or any other men have done to put themselves in a certain position. These other men, a lot of them have a certain amount of power and influence in their community, and these guys have none because they have not earned it at all. So they think they can just bully you. They think they can laugh and make mockery of you to make you to submit to them for doing nothing except being born with a penis. That's all I'm a man. Or they go out and become a high-value man, still don't have no power, but they have a lot of numbers in their bank accounts. Will they defend you? No. Will the gang members still shoot you down in your neighborhood? The high-value men, do they protect you? No. Do they provide? They make you breed like a damn rabbit. Do they make baby milk for your baby? Car seats for your baby? Baby shoes? Baby food? They don't produce nothing for you. But they want to be treated like men. The colored woman has never had a man. I'm telling you, no. I don't care how good your daddy was. I don't care how good your father was. What did he do to be a man? And you still suffer discrimination. He's thrown in prison and filled the jails and the prisons and the mental institutions. He's still begging for a job. Don't control no resources, no water, no gas, no nuclear power, nothing. What kind of man do you have? Just a man in name, just a man in title. He can't give you nothing except his ding dong. And he brag about, I sure tore that stuff up. My ding dong. Ding dong. And I ain't talking about no hosted snack cake either, brother. I'm really carrying. Ding dong. Man, I can't hardly walk, bruh. I'm walking all lopsided. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that right, Terry? Ding dong. That's all he got. Is a ding dong. And he don't mind giving that ding dong to the white woman or anybody he can get his hands on, including other men. And then after he uses ding dong on another man, he'll come and get in bed with you. Oh, yeah. 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 Then when you get caught, he'll say, I'm a bisexual. No, you gay. You ain't no bi nothing. You sisters, it's better to be by yourself. It's better than the people go extinct that continue this pitiful and pathetic way. You have no men. They looking for a mama. But at the same time, some of them talk about they come from two-parent household. A two-parent household don't mean you a man. Because your daddy not a man and your grandfather wasn't a man. They came from slaves and y'all a slave, nothing but a plantation of slaves. So what you got money? Or have money? So what you got a degree on the wall? So what you famous? Ain't nothing, there's not a man among you except in talk. You don't impress no other men. Nobody, no other men is afraid of you. You don't have no influence or no control over nobody. They're not worried about you not giving them corn because you don't grow nothing. They're not worried about you telling, I'm not selling you no cars because you don't produce cars. You don't produce nuclear power. You don't produce bananas. You don't produce nothing except lay on your ass trying to show off and really don't have nothing. The money in your pocket, you don't give value to. So when the man that gives that money value, when it becomes valueless, you become valueless because you don't give no currency value. Mr. Man, you want to be treated like a man. And you talk about God is on your side. But you too afraid to challenge the powers that be, only running your damn mouth. You're not going to challenge the powers that be physically, and you're not going to challenge the powers that be in no kind of way because you're a boy. And you're looking for another mama. Take care of you. Wash your clothes. Clean your nasty ass drawers and socks. Clean up behind you like you're a child. Rub your belly like you're a damn dog. Pitiful, pathetic. This is my gender. This is what my gender has become. They've never been men. They've never been fathers. Never. Just because you have a penis don't make you a father. Just because you have a penis don't make you a man. A dog has a penis. A dog can be a father. So the hell what? What are you doing what are you doing different than a German Shepherd? Matter of fact, some of y'all even call yourself, what's up, dog? and you're still a slave. What's up, my nigga? Dog nigga. Slave. Farm animal. And these women so pathetic, they never had a man, so they just like, that sounds good. Make you happy. Oh, my baby. Call you a baby. That's my baby. Yeah, he my baby. Y'all like when women call you baby. Grown-ass man with 32 teeth in your mouth. That's my baby. He my baby. Oh. Jot down your comment. Let's talk about it. It's really disgusting. And it's really embarrassing for me because I can't roll like that.
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody.
We are in a state of emergency.
Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
What, dear?
Cause I keeps it real like that. I keeps it real.
It's not going. Just keep it going.